We continue to see very cold temperatures across southern Wisconsin. I'll talk about when they'll warm up coming up.
And later, a big shakeup coming to college athletics. How a legal settlement over revenue sharing will cost thousands of athletes the chance to compete on the Division I level. We welcome you to News 3 now at 6. Breaking in just the last hour, Madison Alder Charles Miadze was arrested today.
This is just 2 days after the Alder, accused of sexual harassment and domestic abuse by multiple women, was the subject of an intense Common Council meeting. Arman Rahman has been following this story, and he joins us now with the latest. Arman?
Susan, Eric, I spoke to the city communications manager just now who could only confirm for me that Miadze was arrested today. I've been working to confirm with the Madison Police Department exactly what led to that. This all comes just 2 days after Madison Common Council voted to censure Miadze after multiple women, including one of his fellow alders, accused him of sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment. At that same council meeting, one of the 3 women who accused Miadze of domestic violence spoke in favor of his censure. Former MMSD board member and Madison police officer Gloria Reyes also publicly accused Miadze of abuse during their relationship. I'll keep making calls to get more information, and we'll bring you exactly what led to Miadze's arrest on News 3 Now and on channel3000.com.
Armand, thank you. Next at 6, today's bitterly cold temperatures. Earlier, wind chills were well below zero, creating some dangerous conditions.
Tonight won't be much better. Temperatures expected to be close to zero. For more on the forecast, let's check in with meteorologist Jacob Montesano. Jacob?
Yeah, still very cold out there, but the good news is the winds have calmed down, so the wind chills aren't too much lower than what we actually are seeing in terms of temperatures. Now, here are the current temperatures. 5 degrees in Madison, single digits across all of Dane County. A few locations already dropping below zero, -3 in Camp Douglas, further north, -6 in Black River Falls. As I mentioned, though, the good news, very calm winds at this hour. Unless you're close to Lake Michigan, they're pretty much at around 5 to 7 miles per hour at the worst. So because of that, a lot of areas seeing wind chills very similar to the actual temperatures. But again, just a little bit of wind can still really drop the wind chills. Look it up in Camp Douglas, Watoma, negative double digits still at this hour. Now, as we take a look a bit earlier, the lows did actually drop below zero for pretty much everybody. Wind chills were as cold as -20 at times. But tonight, although it's going to be very cold, it's not going to be as windy. So the wind chills only going to be about between -5 and -10. So still very cold. I do want to point that out, but it is going to be ever so slightly better. And then as we look at the forecast for tomorrow, still cold, but again, ever so slightly better. It's going to continue to improve for the weekend. In fact, it's going to improve so drastically, we're going to see rainfall in the forecast. I'll talk about that coming up a bit later.
Jacob, thank you. Now's a good time to download the First Warn Weather app, hourly forecast, your road conditions, and the latest radar. It is free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather.
Madison police are investigating the death of an elderly woman, calling the death suspicious. Officers got to Flad Avenue around 7:20 last night. They were told an elderly woman fell down the stairs. The medical examiner at the scene determined the death was suspicious. The Violent Crimes Unit is leading the investigation.
One person hurt, a dog is dead after a fire in Madison's north side this morning. Crews got called to Heath Avenue, a home there, just after 7:30, and there they found heavy fire and smoke coming from 2 sides of the home. All of the people inside escaped before firefighters got there. The fire was put out by about 8 o'clock. After searching the home, a dog was found dead inside. One person was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Meanwhile, in Fitchburg, 2 people are hurt after an apartment fire this morning. Happened on Thurston Lane. Firefighters found the fire in a bathroom on the 2nd floor of the building. They were able to put it out quickly. Several people living in the building were displaced. One of the people hurt had to be taken to the hospital, also with non-life-threatening injuries. The Red Cross now helping those who were displaced. The origin and cause remains under investigation. Well, 3 of the officials who tried to help overturn the results of the 2020 election appeared in a Dane County courtroom for the first time today.
Political reporter Will Keneally was there, and he joins us from the Capitol with the details.
This harkens back to 4 years ago, where the Trump campaign asked a group of 10 Republicans to represent Wisconsin, at least on paper, in the Electoral College. But they weren't Wisconsin's actual Electoral College voters. And the Trump officials are being brought up on charges of fraud and forgery for organizing this attempt to pass off those Republican electors as the real electors from Wisconsin. Speaking with reporters after the initial appearance, the Wisconsin-based attorney Jim Trupis criticized the prosecution.
The Attorney General has today doubled down on a vicious strategy to destroy our very faith in the system of justice by using the courts for his own personal political gain.
Troupis, as well as the other attorneys, were released today on a signature bond and no contact orders for those 2020 electors. Now, the next court date for these three officials will be in late January. Reporting from the state capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Will, thank you. And in response to Troupis's comments, Attorney General Josh Kaul released a statement to News 3 Now that says the Wisconsin Department of Justice makes decisions in cases based on the facts and the law. In this case, like all other cases, we will litigate the issues in dispute in a court of law.
Well, coming up on News 3 Now at 6, the landscape of college athletics will be going through some massive changes starting next year.
When we come back, Eric will break down how revenue sharing is about to impact student athletes all across the country and how it's already affected Badger student athletes.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all.
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 Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
Hey, there's John McGivern.
You know John McGivern?
She sure does. What's up?
I'm trying to figure out which Medicare Advantage plan to choose.
That's easy. Network Health. They have plan options with the Part B Premium Give Back. That's money back in your pocket. Dental and vision benefits, even plans with a $0 monthly premium.
That's what I've been telling her.
I'm going to give them a call.
Call today, 833-7-NETWORK.
There's nothing better than a great night's sleep on a Tempur-Pedic mattress from Steinhoffels. Discover the advanced pressure-relieving power of a Tempur-Pedic, making aches and pains a thing of the past. Right now, Queen Tempur-Pedics start at just $52 per month when you use Steinhoffels' 60-month special financing. Plus, you get $300 in Steinhoffels cash. Don't overpay for a good night's sleep. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
It's the Friday the 13th sale. One day only. Get 13 of the hottest deals, like ground chuck and matzo pizza. 13 deals that are hotter than hot, including items for under $1. Save big on these 13 deals and more, in-store and online. One day only. Friday the 13th, only at Hy-Vee.
Wake up every morning with Savannah Brito and her Plan Your Day forecast, designed to help you plan your day before you walk out the door. Plan your day with Savannah. Weekday mornings starting at 4:30, only on News 3 Now this morning. You're watching News 3 Now at 6, moving forward.
Well, for better or worse, college athletics has undergone a massive change in recent years, but the biggest change will be here soon, and Eric is here now with more details.
Yeah,
Eric?
Susan, NIL was part of it a few years ago, but for parents of kids who have dreamed of being Badgers or Division I athletes any place, the odds are about to get even longer. Already, college sports teams are starting to pare down their rosters, not by the school's choice, but due to the conditions set forth in a legal settlement on revenue sharing, of which the full impact is not yet known. UW-Madison sophomore Oliver Earhart reports for duty as a News 3 Now intern. But it wasn't just his education that drew him to UW-Madison. It was a spot on one of the most successful and historic Badger sports teams, men's rowing.
I joined the rowing team, and at first I kind of thought it was my purpose to row here. That was kind of what I came here for.
It is the oldest sport at UW, starting back in 1874, 19 times a national champion.
I got recruited to row at Boston University in Syracuse, and I could have chosen to stay there, but I ultimately wanted to come back here. I mean, I kind of grew up loving the campus and, loving all the traditions.
But last month, his rowing career came to an abrupt halt when he was among some 20 men's rowers who were cut from the team by no fault of their own.
It was kind of a shock factor at first because I honestly kind of thought my spot was safe, but I mean, that really wasn't the case for anybody.
The reason behind those cuts is the NCAA's recent multi-billion-dollar settlement. Starting next year, the UW will share more than $20 million with its student athletes annually. And as athletic departments across the nation are sent scrambling to make up for that money, part of the settlement also puts in place roster limits. Oliver was part of the rowing team cuts that saw the men's roster drop from 70 to 50 in 1 week.
It's not just confined to rowing. It's a widespread thing, and it just, yeah, we don't, at least some of us don't really know why it's happening. We've just kind of been not told about much.
I mean, we are in a radical period of change, a dynamic period of change.
Athletic Director Chris McIntosh is trying to navigate the UW through an unknown future. But he tells News 3 Now there will be about 85 fewer Badger athletes, not by choice, but by the terms of the settlement.
You know, it's really sad. I mean, there's 85 high potential young people that won't have a place at Wisconsin.
With 23 sports and some 700 student athletes, as far as college athletics goes, the UW is undoubtedly one of the big boys. With an annual budget of $171 million, its economic impact is more than $1 billion a year. College athletics isn't what it was when rowing started back in 1874, or even what it was just 3 years ago. After athletes could start making money using their name, image, and likeness deals in 2022, this new settlement allows schools to pay athletes directly. But how that will work is yet to be determined.
It would be premature to share how that's going to work here at Wisconsin, but it does give us the flexibility to invest in sports that you know, provide resources that underwrite the cost of broad-based opportunity for all of us here.
It's been 33 years now since financial challenges forced the UW to cut 5 sports, including baseball. McIntosh maintains committed to keeping all 23 of UW's current sports and says they'll continue to compete at the highest levels.
Our values don't change. Our expectations don't change. The way in which we get there is going to have to evolve given the fact that the world is changing. And so, you know, we have to make this work for our organization. Simply put, that's going to require us to increase revenues and decrease expenses.
While Oliver hasn't closed the door on trying out again next year for the rowing team, he is coming to grips with a huge change in his life.
I know that there's a lot of working parts behind the scenes, but for me, I just really loved coming into the boathouse and, you know, cruising along the clear waters of Lake Mendota. And, you know, it definitely sucks. I'm going to miss it.
We should point out even football will go from about 120 Badgers down to 105. And now McIntosh says once the infrastructure is in place for revenue sharing, there could be some positives, including some governance regarding name, image, and likeness, which could move to a more market-based approach rather than just pay-for-play NIL deals, which has seen some athletes get big money just to switch schools. A judge gave preliminary approval to the settlement back on October 7th, and final approval is scheduled in April.
But there's still a lot of unanswered questions
a lot,
for the
and
UW.
we're going to learn a lot in the next 7 months or so, particularly as next summer comes, because that's when they got to have those rosters pared down. Something to watch going into next summer, especially. Susan. Well, still ahead. It may not feel like it now, but this year could be one of the warmest on record.
After the break, why a UW professor says this December has also been uncharacteristic.
And from chilly temps to sloppy winter conditions, Jacob returns with a forecast and a look at what's coming this weekend.
Let your kindness shine bright at the Century House. This holiday season, donate $50 or more to charity and save $400 on stressless Mayfair recliners and ottomans. And save $200 on any stressless recliner, home office chair, and each seat of a stressless sofa. Plus, take $200 off 4 stressless dining chairs now. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
I was an occupational therapist and I had lost my position. I was able to just go the next day, oh well, I can dash. I love it for the freedom. I can schedule myself. Also, dashing just gives you a sense of purpose. Having portable benefits would be really awesome for me because I could use them to help cover my vision, co-pays, and adding to my 401k. And I could continue to build that till I retire.
You don't need to battle addiction alone. Contact the great people at Wood Violet Recovery today. You could be on your way to recovery the same day. Wood Violet Recovery works with a wide range of insurance networks, so a large portion of your treatment may be covered. Wood Violet Recovery will create the treatment plan that best suits your needs. Unlike other rehab facilities, phones and laptops are welcome. Today may feel dark, but there's a brighter tomorrow. Contact Wood Violet Recovery now.
For 5 years in a row, Fry Construction has been voted Madison's best roofer, and it's all thanks to you. Now we're giving back with a special offer. Get 24% off installation when you schedule a full roofing project with Fry Construction. Save big while keeping your home safe, warm, and energy efficient this winter. Don't just beautify your home, beautify it with the experts you trust. Call Fry Construction today to schedule your free consultation.
At Capri Communities, we're breaking the mold, embracing fun, and loving life every step of the way.
All right, time to show these kids how it's done. I'm coming for you, Dave. Bring it on, Harriet.
Adventure is ageless. Come live it up with us at Capri Communities.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Across the world, the number of young adults receiving colon cancer diagnoses is rising. A new study from the American Cancer Society shows out of 50 countries, 27 are seeing the same trend of increase in early onset colorectal cancer. And while it's still unclear what's driving that increase, researchers noted one specific trend.
Seems to be a correlation with increased wealth. And we think that's, likely related to exposure to poor dietary habits or sedentary lifestyle. But there's not a one-to-one correlation.
A separate study from the National Cancer Institute shows 4 common signs in people who go on to develop colon cancer: diarrhea, rectal bleeding, abdominal pain, and iron deficiency anemia. Anyone who shows signs of the disease should see a doctor.
2023 currently holds the title for the warmest year ever recorded.
But it's about to have some tough competition. Our Maddie Heimsch reports on the record heat from the cold.
It may not feel like it today, but 2024 is set to be the hottest year on record.
Every single season that came along just seemed to fit the bill.
UW-Madison professor of atmospheric and oceanic sciences Jonathan Martin says even though the year isn't over yet,
almost have it in the bag, guaranteed, even no matter what happens this month.
Here in Wisconsin, the 2023 statewide average temperature was 46.3 degrees. So far in 2024, 49.8 degrees. And globally, the trajectory is similar. And while we may not be feeling the unparalleled heat today, experts say extreme temperature swings can be just as concerning.
So we'll still get cases locally where you can get extraordinary cold air outbreaks.
This place is horrible, okay? I'm going back south after this, okay? They have nothing to offer me here.
But overall, those will become less and less frequent.
But whether it's hot or cold, extreme temperatures are no match for Wisconsinites.
It's not too bad. There's no wind.
Oh, I'm feeling wonderful. Beautiful Wisconsin weather,
Martin says we don't know if 2025 will continue the trend of record-breaking heat.
It may not be the warmest year on record, but I'd guarantee it's going to be in the top 10.
But he's certain record-breaking cold is not in the forecast.
There's just no way that you can turn back the tide that we have begun to accumulate here with the warming of the planet.
Reporting in Madison, Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
And First Warn meteorologist Blaise Keller has a Beyond the Barometer report about this, where you can learn more about this year's record heat. It's up right now on channel3000.com.
Meanwhile, frigid conditions throughout the night. Let's check back in with Jacob and his complete forecast.
Yeah, as Maddie mentioned, definitely doesn't feel like the warmest year on record right now, but it has been an overall very warm year. But obviously, not today or not tonight. We're going to see low temperatures once again near zero, with possible freezing rain a little bit later into the week, specifically on Saturday. And so temperatures will be warm enough to where we actually will see some rainfall. Now, it's going to warm up even more for Sunday with high temperatures near 40. So it's going to be a far cry compared to where we are right now. Lows overnight near zero. almost completely clear skies. The good news is that there's pretty much no wind tonight, so the wind chills will be very similar to the actual temperatures. And then temperatures will warm up slightly for tomorrow. Highs will be in the upper teens, lower 20s, so still well below average, but an improvement over the highs in the single digits that we saw today. Now, looking beyond the next few days, it's going to warm up very quickly by the time we get to Saturday. Highs in the middle 30s for Saturday, lower 40s for Sunday and Monday. And although we are going to be seeing cooler temperatures again next week, not seeing any days in the future as cold as it was today. Now let's take a look at our next system. So for the day tomorrow, we're going to see on and off cloud cover, not a lot of precipitation during the day, but as we get into the overnight hours, we'll start to see some snow showers move into the far western portion of our area. And that's going to continue into Saturday morning. But that snow will be replaced by some freezing rain, and then it's going to be replaced by some actual rainfall later in the day. And by the time we get to Saturday evening, everyone is expected to see some scattered rain showers, but it looks like most of the snow and freezing rain will stay west of Dane County. But those of you near the Mississippi River could definitely be dealing with that. Now, as we head into the overnight hours, we'll see the rain begin to break up. Most of it will clear out by Sunday morning, but we may continue to see some sprinkles. So as far as the amount of snowfall that we're going to see, not too concerned about the snow, especially considering only going to see about an inch or two, but it's also going to melt pretty quickly as the rainfall replaces the snowfall. But here's a little bit more of a concern. The freezing rain accumulation could be up to 1/10 of an inch, and this doesn't include the actual rainfall that may still freeze over when it makes contact with the ground, because just because temperatures will be above freezing, the ground will likely stay below freezing because of how cold it's been. So definitely take it extra careful when you're out and driving Saturday, especially in the morning and afternoon, and especially for areas west of Madison. Now, here's a full look at the full 7 to 10 day forecast. We have a few other precipitation chances Monday, and then by the time we get to the middle of next week, we could see some consistent snowfall. But at this point in time, we're not expecting anything dramatic that would warrant, a winter storm warning. So as we head further into the 10 day forecast, we're getting closer and closer to Christmas. Doesn't look like we're going to see a good chance of a white Christmas this year. Things could still change, but at the very least, it does look like it will be cold enough by next weekend to see snow, if it does precipitate.
And coming up in sports, stopping their slide, while the Badgers say they just have to breathe a bit to get back on track. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on an efficient CR-V hybrid, spirited Accord hybrid, sporty Civic hybrid, and the all-electric Prologue. Don't wait. Turn your dreams into reality with a new Honda, named KBB.com's best overall EV and hybrid brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
It shouldn't be this easy to get a dinner this tasty on the table. Our all-new, no antibiotics ever, all-natural pork and chicken meatballs heat up in minutes and are delicious in a variety of dishes or appetizers. They're as easy as heat, sauce, and serve. They're packed with protein and free from gluten, dairy, soy, and wheat. They're so juicy and flavorful because we use only high-quality ingredients and a few simple spices. Jones, making mealtime better since 1889.
Hey sis, guess who's home? Oh.
Wisconsin men's basketball is on a bit of a slide right now. After winning their first 8 games, they've lost their last 3 and sit 0-2 in Big Ten play. But it's not time to panic just yet. Losing streaks happen. You just don't want to continue to add to them. So how do the Badgers get out of their funk? Well, breathing helps, but so does remembering what got you to that undefeated start in November.
It seems like it's just a lot going on when really you just got to take a deep breath. Like every team will go through it in the country, in college basketball. So just let them know, like, calm down, we'll be fine, still a good team. We just got to work on a few things and keep getting better.
I think just not dwelling on it, like coming in here with good spirit, good energy, and being able to flip the script, kind of worry about the next, and you know, eventually it'll even out for us.
And just a reminder to check out this week's Wisconsin Huddle with Quinn Finley. But first, here's a sneak peek at this week's Wisconsin Huddle Unleashed as we attempt some air hockey. And welcome to this week's Wisconsin Huddle Unleashed. I'm Zach Hanley. He's Quinn Finley, and we're going to play air hockey. Quinn, when's the last time you played this?
I don't know. It's been a long time.
All right, so you're saying I have a chance. You ready?
Yep.
I got bad ice over there. Oh! Uh-oh, Quinn.
2-1.
2-1. How you feeling?
It's pressured.
But you're not used to playing defense, right? Is that it?
No, I'm a forward.
I feel like you were just taking it easy. I feel like, oh, that was almost an own goal. Quinn. Uh-oh, I'm rattled.
Might have to call a timeout.
He beat you. He's good at hockey. Finally, just in time for Christmas, the Grinch is going to court. 7th graders in Virginia put the holiday grump on trial for stealing Christmas with a judge, jury, and Cindy Lou, who was on the witness stand. The students presented evidence, including an x-ray of his heart. The students learned about trial procedures in a fun way, found the Grinch guilty on 3 counts. The verdict, holiday cheer and a lesson in justice for these future lawyers.
What a great idea.
Learn about the law and the Grinch all at once. Let's go to Jacob, final check of the forecast.
Yeah, we're going to continue to see cold temperatures tonight and tomorrow, but tomorrow will be a little bit better than today. And then it's going to warm up to above average levels very quickly by the weekend. And we're actually going to see a good amount of rainfall Saturday afternoon through the evening. Should dry out for most of Sunday with a very comfortable day overall. Do the Packers play at home this weekend? I do not know.
No, they're at Seattle.
They're at Seattle. Never mind. It would have been a good December football game weather-wise with not a lot of rain and good temperatures. Anyway, next week temperatures will kind of be in the 30s to 20s by next weekend. But I know
big snow.
No, and it doesn't look like we're going to have a white Christmas, unfortunately. But it has been below average for December.
Yeah,
It'll probably rain in Seattle anyway.
Yeah.
It gets miserable. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great night, everybody. Hope to see you back here tonight at 10.